am the sacred geometry triangle demon system. Geometry, geometrical formations, in its essence and manifestation are value and importance and worth and trust and faith and worship is of consciousness. Therefore, I exist, the sacred geometrical triangle system demon. Okay, so how does that work? Let's have a look. Geometry of the triangle. 2 or more in my name and I am there. Okay, so in and of consciousness exist triangle formations in all its forms and facets and manifestations. Okay, so you have always got 2 points, okay, of consciousness manifestations that manifest the actual experience of yourself that is of consciousness. Okay, so consciousness only works in triangle geometrical formations. It's all it can work with, and it's all in the only way how it's able to exist. Okay, so what is the triangle geometrical manifestation stand as? The word knowledge. Okay, so for instance, here I am, the knowledge triangle. This is me. This is who I am. Yes. Okay, so how does that work exactly? How does the knowledge geometrical triangle formation work? That is of consciousness. Okay, that is me. How do I manifest? Simple. Okay, you've got 2 points, 2 specific points. Okay, which you place as a foundation of yourself, to which you define yourself as, which is, I'm going to use again the example that has been spoken, which is fear of change, fear of loss, which manifests embarrassment, for instance. Or, here's another beautiful one. Another example would be meditation and spiritual worship, which manifests me as a spiritual enlightened being. Okay, another example. So, then you do your meditation, you do your worship prayer, and upon those 2 foundations, I am an enlightened being, which is here, which is what you live, which is what you apply. It's another example, which is, I go to church, I pray, I am a Christian. Okay, there you go. Another triangle formation. Continues. Another example. I make a shitload of money. I work at a successful business. I am a successful businessman. Knowledge manifestation. Another one. I have a partner. We have lots of sex. I am in a relationship. Okay, this is now who I am. Another example. I move my physical human body while having sex. I experience a sexual orgasm. I am now sexually active and I enjoy sex. That is another geometrical placement. Another example. I have a house. I have a car. I am now stable in my world. See, it is all geometrical formations of manifestations of knowledge, which human beings use to define who they are, okay, which they're able to implement in their life and in their world, which they apparently live, and now that is who they are. So, human beings, hear me. The sacred geometry is of consciousness. Why? Have a simple look. Human beings dependent on geometrical formations, firstly, again, another formation to govern their lives, to tell them what to do, to tell them who they are, to tell them how to live, how to express, etc. It is a separate manifestation in a form of geometrical that tell them who they and what they are. Dependent on that. Just a question, human being. If you were to let go of that geometrical formations and applications and essences and whatnot that you implement in your world, who would you be? Obviously, what I'm saying here installs extensive amount of fear. And how dare I say that? I'm a system. Of course I can say that, because I am you. I am it. You designed me. I'm a system. The sacred geometric triangle system, which you designed through the belief in the manifestation of separation of you, independent on geometrical manifestations and essences of this world. So, firstly, forgiveness applications. Example. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to define myself according to sacred geometrical manifestations separate from me. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to define myself according to these manifestations in my world to tell me who I must be, how I must live, and how I must exist. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to place value and worth and definition within these sacred geometrical manifestations and patterns that is of consciousness existence. I forgive myself that I haven't allowed myself to realize that in participating in these sacred geometrical manifestations of consciousness, that I am supporting consciousness manifestations of separation, and therefore I am responsible for this world and the current manifestation of this world. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to become fucking angry with the system at the moment telling me that my beliefs and ideas in the geometrical manifestations of this world are false. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to become angry at the system telling me that what I am is false. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to live in separation by needing and being dependent on geometrical manifestations separate from me to manifest my stable world of who I am. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to believe that I am the sacred geometrical manifestations that has been presented to this world, that is of consciousness. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to believe that I am these geometrical aligned triangles of knowledge and information which I implement and manifest in my world. I forgive myself that I've never allowed myself to live. I forgive myself that I haven't realized that I have never actually lived. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to use geometrical manifestations of this world that is of consciousness as a construct, and in that construct define that as living. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to exist in separation. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to define myself according to separation. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to use separation as a definition to tell me who I am because I couldn't find me. I forgive myself that on my search for me, I have been using geometrical manifestations of consciousness to tell me who I am because I've given up on myself. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to need and become dependent on geometrical manifestations to tell me who I am and who I must be because I don't know who I am. And I forgive myself that I haven't been honest with me in terms of realizing that I don't know who I am and that I have not ever lived. Thank you very much. This is the demon system of geometrical manifestations of consciousness.